Welcome. I'm your host, Dustin.
And I'm still other Dustin.
Hell yeah, man. This is more of a relaxed episode. I love doing these ones. It's our SCREAMBOX Essential Picks, and this is going to be episode 32.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, the amount of films that have been covered in this series. This is going on to 64 fucking SCREAMBOX movies.
Well, SCREAMBOX isn't slowing down, so we aren't either.
Hell no. So I hope this has been helpful for those of you who have either been new to the service, or if you're trying to find something new to watch. This is your guide, an overall talk about the films. And the ones we're talking about today is Deep Red. And what did you pick?
Oh, I picked the GHASTLY brothers.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So this series, I would like to kind of go over again for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time or need a refresher. We just lightly go over these movies, don't really go into too much detail unless there's something we really want to talk about. We just kind of hype up why we think it's essential, why we think you should go and view it, and why it's fucking badass to be on SCREAMBOX. And I think I'll let you talk about yours first. I usually do the one I have on the poster
honors
first, but I want to hear what you have to say about GHASTLY, dude.
Oh man! All right, so maybe a year and a half ago, being fairly new to SCREAMBOX, I stumbled upon this movie called The GHASTLY Brothers. And first, there's this. I have to show this off.
Hell yeah, man!
I had a custom art piece made of this tape because you will never find this movie physically.
No, that's badass.
And that's coming from the writers, directors, and stars. Because over on the Flicks and Friends podcast, I actually had the chance to talk to Andrew and Michael von Ostade about this movie because I stumbled upon it, and my God, dude, like this movie is such a delight. Is the best word I feel like I could put with it. It's a gateway horror movie in Dutch. So I mean, there is no English version of this movie, but if you have children that can keep up with subtitles, I will 100% recommend this movie. The story is great. The puppets that are in this, like the monsters, everything's practical. And we talked about that with them, and they were like, we wanted something on set that people can touch. This movie came out in 2021, and it has since moved into it's easily in my top 10. If you look on my Letterboxd, it's one of my 4 favorite movies on Letterboxd.
Hell yeah, man.
So I encourage it. There are dad jokes. Like the opening scene of the movie, it shows them going to like this haunted house.
I love this guy.
And then they take a right. And they end up at a fucking like a furniture store.
IKEA, dude.
And dude, and they were like, yeah, we wrote this movie before what's the haunted it's a book about IKEA, a haunted IKEA.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Monster store.
Yeah.
They wrote this movie before that. So but no, dude, they encounter what they call the Grouch, which is a paranormal couch. And they're like, well, what can we do to fight it? Like, what do couches hate? And they're like, remotes. They start throwing fucking remotes at this couch, dude. What else do they hate? Loose change. They start throwing change, dude. It's so good. But when I was talking to them, they said they took a lot of heart from like Paranorman and Leica Studios. And you can absolutely see it, especially with the finale. The finale of this movie is 100% like an homage to Paranorman. Yeah. It's great. It's an hour 49, but it doesn't feel like it because everything just happens and happens and happens. And you meet multiple characters that you end up falling in love with, especially Hans. Hans is my favorite, dude. He's the muscle of the brothers, man. And yeah, I will never not champion this movie anymore. But I did get this from my buddy over at Brainbuster Video. He does some solid work.
You showed me some other ones that he's created, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, they're sick.
It's good stuff.
Just kind of going over this film for myself as well. I saw this when it went on the SCREAMBOX, so about a year and a half ago. I think it was part of like their, since it's an exclusive one, they had the releases out, and I was like, oh, what is this? I saw the cover, and I was like, oh, so this is going to be like Ghostbusters, which, yeah, you can compare it to that, but it's this whole other thing, like completely original. The movie is super colorful. I thought all the characters were written really well. Great score, and for everything being practical, and you can tell that it's practical. Nothing is like too fantastical. You can see everything. Creature designs are great. The equipment I thought that they were making and creating were fucking amazing.
Dude, the sixth sensor.
Yes.
They're like, why do you call it the sixth sensor? And he just stands there and thinks, and dude, we're hit with like 5 different reasons. Like what the first sensor, the second sensor. He goes, I call it the sixth sensor because this one worked.
Yeah, that's the one that worked. It's so good.
It's so good. He goes, and then there's a lot of jokes in this movie. I'm not going to say them, but there's a lot of really fucking good jokes.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a movie to show your kids, or if you just need something to laugh at and be introduced to a different culture, which is a whole nother reason why SCREAMBOX is amazing, because of the amount of foreign films they put on this platform that you would not see elsewhere. Maybe on Amazon, but I think they have such great foreign horror films, and yeah, it's an amazing gateway horror for sure.
This is probably my most watched SCREAMBOX movie.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You hear that, SCREAMBOX? You need someone to go be their mouthpiece for Ghastly Brothers? You got him.
Got you. Yeah, dude. So goddamn good. But what does it have on Rotten Tomatoes?
Let me see. Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, I have the wrong one up. Actually, Rotten Tomatoes, when I went on there earlier, doesn't have any scores for audience or the critics, unfortunately.
IMDb has it at a 5.6. Let's see if there's any reviews on it. But what I can also do... there's no reviews. Okay. Just stars. Michael actually hooked me up with his Google Drive for this movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I have deleted scenes. I have commercials. I have promotional ads. I have puppeteering work. There's a ton of shit on this drive. You and I will sit down one night and just kind of comb through it and see what there is.
Now we need a physical. You have freaking deleted scenes. Come on, dude.
Yeah, no, they said because it's weird over there because it's not studio funded. It is government funded, and they said there's no way unless
so strange
they do it themselves that there's going to be a physical release of this movie.
Well, you can go watch it on SCREAMBOX. Hopefully, I don't know. There's some way put it on YouTube. They can't do that. Put the deleted scenes on YouTube.
I don't know. I hope they do, but man.
Yeah,
this movie is it's a delight. We both highly encourage you to watch this one.
Yes, for sure. And on now a whole other side of the spectrum.
The spectrum, yeah.
of horror films. We're going into one of my favorite genres, which is giallo, Italian giallo. We're talking about Deep Red. Now this is... Everybody argues, what's the best Dario Argento film? And I asked some people earlier today what they thought of this, and they were all saying it's Dario Argento's best work. And I think it's up there. I have some other ones that I think might be higher, but we're not talking about those today. We're talking about Deep Red. This is from 1975. You're following a pianist who encounters a murder, and he's with a friend, and you kind of get introduced to a detective, which, with giallos, it's all about the nobody with the cops, with the guy with the black gloves. All right.
Exactly.
That's all you need to know going into giallo. It's a longer film. It's almost two hours.
It's over 2 hours. Yeah.
So if you need something that's a little bit lighter, this might not be for you. But I personally think this is an essential even if you have never watched a giallo film before and you just like horror, you need to watch this. The writing, it's very Italian, very Italian. So you're gonna go into it and you're gonna feel a little weird watching some scenes, but it's meant to be like that. Okay. There's some really cool kills that happen in here. The visuals in this I think are beautiful, very well lit. One thing I always have to say about especially Dario Argento films is the shadows that are in well lit rooms I think are amazing. The acting is great. The cut that's on SCREAMBOX, I will say, they even say at the beginning of this that they had to take it from 2 different negatives and kind of morph it to make it. So there's going to be some parts where you're going to be watching the not English dubbed version of it. It's going to switch back to the Italian version, which didn't really bother me that much. I thought, it's cool.
That's not what took me out of this movie.
Yeah. I thought it's great. But like I said, there's some other ones that Dario has done that I hold higher. But this is one that needs to be definitely highlighted in his career. Like I said, a lot of people say that's his best one. And I can tell you right now that the critics also probably say it's his best one, because on Rotten Tomatoes, they have it ranked at 93. And the audience score, I'm pretty sure was like an 86. Let me just verify. 86. But definitely go check this one out. I think it's amazing for what it was at the time. And it definitely spawned some other things, like maybe some stuff that happened in Halloween and Halloween 2.
Maybe.
You never know.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. But, what did you think of this? Was this your first time watching it?
No. It was a refresh for me, man. I have to be in the mood to watch giallos.
I feel that.
My favorite isn't even a Dario Argento. It's a Baffa movie, and it's a Blade in the Dark.
Oh.
That is my absolute favorite giallo movie. But this one isn't bad. Like, I love the whodunits. I love the Italian films. I love the look of the movie. And we were griping about the 2-hour runtime, but none of it feels out of place.
No.
Sure, you're sitting there for 2 hours, but it's like, when aren't you doing that now in movies?
Honestly.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but there's nothing that makes this movie drag.
No.
So I love the colors. I love the sound design. It was the kills, like the garbage truck kill. Is awesome.
Yeah.
So
some pretty good gags in it too, like the car gag when his seat falls.
Listen, that is the tiniest car I've ever seen. Especially when they get out of it. When they get out of it, they're like 3 feet taller than the car. But yeah, she goes, Did you lock that door? And he's like, yep. She goes, great, we need a mechanic to open it now. And then his seat falls to where he's sitting on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
His flapper keeps flapping down.
Yeah, it's so funny. So great gags, man.
Yeah, man. It eased the tension for sure. But yeah, it wasn't a rewatch for me. It was a rewatch. It wasn't the first time.
Yeah. One thing that really, I think, amped this movie up even more for me is earlier in the year, actually, it was last year, is Claudio Savinetti, or I think that's how you say his name. He was part of Goblin, who did the soundtrack for this. And he does tours where he does the live music with his band to films. And last year, they did Demons. And then after that, they go and play, other music from Dario Argento movies, and they played the theme for this one. And I was like, this theme is fucking amazing. So the music from Goblin really amplifies these films. For me personally, I think they added a whole nother flavor to this, especially when people are walking around houses and you have the score going. It's amazing. And this film is very, very much of a showcase of that for the amount of score pieces that are in certain sets that are going on.
What I like the most about the Italian whodunits is you don't get like the big reveal like 35 minutes till the movie's over. Like, it's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
It's so you're captivated throughout the whole movie thinking you know what's going on. And then they pull the rug out from underneath you. literally the last minutes of this movie, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's like 8 minutes, and you're like, it's over. No. Another
No.
5 minutes, and you got 2 minutes left, and that's the reveal. You
That's
thought
it.
you had the reveal, but you didn't. That's what this one's good for, as it kind of goes back and actually shows you who it was. It's a great film.
Good shit.
Great film, man.
Good shit.
SCREAMBOX, I can't say anything bad about you guys at all because of what you keep bringing, the way you support people who watch the films on social media, for allowing us to watch films early, even to get interviews. I love it. And for those of you who are not on SCREAMBOX, please get on there. There's so many great things.
They are constant, like, and they don't add like 1 or 2 or 3 movies per month. Like each first of the month, dude, we get a list of 8 to 15 movies they're adding. Like their library is constantly growing. So for the price of subscription that they're asking for is unreal with the amount of content you get. And especially like with the SCREAMBOX exclusive stuff, you know, like Ghastly Brothers and Onyx the Fortuitous and the Outwaters, stuff like that, dude. Like getting SCREAMBOX exclusive is where it's worth. And then of course you get classics like, you know, Deep Red and stuff like that. And they have live TV channels. Yeah,
which is one thing people don't realize. And another thing I always like to add on is that they do a rotation. I don't know if it's monthly or weekly, that even if you're not a subscriber, they have a hand-pick amount of films you can go on there and watch ad-free. So if there's not like a little crown next to it, the crown means you have to have a subscription. If there's no crown, then you can go and watch other films that are on there. But the live channels are great. So if you don't know what to put on, say you've watched all the films we recommended, and you're like, I don't know what I want to watch, go put on one of their channels.
If you tell me you've watched every movie on SCREAMBOX, I will call you a liar to your face.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one about 20 times. Yeah.
I will call you a liar, dude.
If you are one of those people, comment below, because I want to know.
I want to call you a liar.
We'll get you on the show and interrogate you.
There's so much shit to watch, dude. There's no way.
Honestly. But
especially Here for Blood.
Yes. Oh my God. That was a great one. And the interviews were amazing too. So many great films this year. And we're not even done with the year yet.
Frogman. Dude, there's
Frogman
not
2.
that we're trying to sell you on fucking SCREAMBOX, but
we're selling you on SCREAMBOX.
We're trying to sell you on SCREAMBOX. There's a lot of good shit on there.
We're doing it. But that's us over here just kind of talking about these films. Hopefully it piques your interest that you want to go and watch these. I know it piques my interest when I go back and re-listen to old episodes or see what we've covered. I'm like, oh, that's right. We did that one. So let us know down below if you've seen these already, if you're going to rewatch them. If you have seen them, let us know what you thought of them. Now, I also want to know, how high do you hold Deep Red in your Argento archive? Because, like I said, some people say it's really, really high, but I hold ones higher. So let me know. Let me know.
Let me know too.
Yes. And also what you thought about Ghastly Brothers, because I know Dustin wants to know how you think about that one. I do too. But thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, episode 32, man. 64 movies. 64 fucking movies.
And more to come, baby.
Hell yeah. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Later.